Evening, freaks. I'm here to give Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 10th house, a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. We're diving into your what's on deck in February read for you, Capricorn, but have no fear considering this is the last day of February. All the reads on this channel are timeless, all right? So you receive the message whenever you need to receive it. What we're doing is we're looking at a snapshot of your energy right now, what's in your sphere at this time, the energies that'll be coming in, and we'll be looking at that through the lens of a zodiac wheel chart spread, okay, where we look at 12 different areas of life and how they're going to be influenced for you. So the themes that get introduced in this read, they are probably things that are already on your mind or maybe things you're sensing, but these energies will be building in the months ahead. And I got a lot of North Node energy in your initial download. So I feel like this is really what's coming in right now is leading you up to that changing of the guards of the North Node from Taurus into Aries. I feel like that's a really big initiation point for you, Capricorn. And in particular, pay attention Capricorn North Node placements, okay? Because there's some very significant influence coming in for you with that placement. And I felt really called to bring that in because the guidance just hit with everything that's going on with Saturn right now being such a strong forward planetary influence in our astrology at this time. Saturn is Capricorn's ruler, and there's something going on with the North Node, that whole changing of the guards, the nodes of destiny, which right now we have South Node is in Scorpio, North Node is in Taurus. It changes in July. It goes South Node into Libra, North Node into Aries. Okay, so it's a big time of bringing things into balance, getting rewarded for work hard done, and seeing the payoff of that. All right, but it's building. The energy is building right now. Think of this as final touches on the work you've put in motion. And I did get an initial download for you all, and it was pretty positive. Just in your initial shuffle, as I was just getting the deck seasoned and ready for you, um, the Six of Wands came out 3 times, and it was 3 minutes on the clock when I said that. Um, I don't think you have any idea what's about to come your way. Where you have invested the energy, you are going to get such a huge payoff. And this in particular has anything that you've been really putting a lot of work into, like really investing your time and your energy. I feel this really strongly in terms of that 10th house of Capricorn. I feel it's really about your public image. It's about your brand. It's about your reputation. It's about the work you do. It's not just any work, though. It's your life's work. And I feel like you're really coming into alignment with that right now. It's just such a positive message. A lot of prosperity for you in relationship to this. So maybe you've been like waiting. Okay, where's the payoff? Like I've been putting in the elbow grease, man. I've been working the late night hours. I'm waiting to see that progress. Like where's the progress of all this work I'm doing? And I think you really have been putting in a lot of time. And at the same time, I feel like you've been very inspired by what you're doing. So it's like almost like a whistle while you work kind of energy where it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm lit up by what I'm doing. I'm inspired by what I'm doing. So I got the energy for it. But you might just be wondering like, yeah, but are other people getting what I'm doing? Are they feeling what I'm doing? Am I really like having the reach that I want to have? I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. So do be looking for signs of that starting to come in. It was 4:44 on the clock. I'm telling you, got a lot of help on your side. It's really been a matter of synchronicity, timing, lining certain things up. You may not have understood that up until now, but when everything plays out, you'll realize how essential things just getting lined up in a very specific way was so necessary in order for this big change that's going to come into your life, which is really about you celebrating and being recognized for the work that you've done. So it's a really positive time for you all. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck here. Ooh, we got Queen of Swords energy. So this is also about really being in a place where you understand what you need to cut off, what you need to release, what you need to let go of in order to move forward in a very clear way. And I just got this image of the Queen of Swords, like brandishing that sword and using it. Ted just said yes, brandishing that sword and using it to clear everything that's kind of been blocking the path away. All right. So I think you're doing a lot of like cleaning the house, you know. You might even practically be cleaning your house. That might be something you're focused on. You might be doing some spring cleaning right now. I think you're ready to move some stagnant energy. This is also air sign collective, big Libra energy. And it's interesting, right? Because we were talking about that changing of the guards and South Node Scorpio moving into Libra. So, like I said, the things you do now, these final checks and balances, they make a big difference to what comes in for you when those nodes change, because that's when you're going to find out, did I strike the balance in my life? You know, this is going to be the result of our karma. And what is karma? Karma at the end of the day means work. Okay. So karma is like our life's work. It's the work that we do. And this is where you're going to kind of see the biggest balancing occur in your life, that you're not going to be in this position anymore where you're constantly working, only feeling like you're spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere. You're going to get the traction that you have earned. Okay. And it will be evident. The truth of this will be evident. You might also be doing something in alignment with Queen of Swords. Okay. So that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or you might have one of these signs strongly aspected in your chart. And if you do, this message applies doubly for you. All right. So 7:20 on the clock. I'm going to get into the shuffling now. I will have timestamps available for you all when I am done airing this read. Okay. And you are welcome to skip ahead and wait until you get those timestamps, but you might miss some channel messages because they often come in during the shuffle. That being said, this is all about you and how you wish to receive the read. All I ask is during this reading experience, you engage your own intuition and let it be the expert in the situation as far as determining how the energies are speaking to you. I just let the messages come through. And I trust that whatever's coming through is meant for somebody. All right. So take what's yours, set aside the rest, and just keep an open mind and let's have fun with this. All right. So shuffling for Capricorn Collective. And we are looking at, where is Capricorn Collective at right now? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, loaded 10th house. Where is Capricorn at right now? What is Capricorn feeling? What is going on with Capricorn at this time? Where are they at? Give us their kind of like internal weather forecast. Where is Capricorn Collective at right now? Okay. And what's going on with Capricorn's finances, Capricorn's sense of value, their worth, all that Taurus North Node action, the material reality. What's going on with Capricorn right now? The area of finance, their values, where they're investing their time and their energy. I'm telling you, and the nodes just keep wanting to come in for you. Make sure I didn't drop anything else. Okay. Sometimes those cards get a little wild. What's coming in for Capricorn in the area of communication? What's coming in? Wow. Okay, a lot going on there, and something very important coming in as well. It may have something to do with your finances. All right, we did have a lot of messages come in the beginning. Oh my God, I have to show it, because just as I said that, look what we got on the bottom of the deck here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm telling you, where you've been wanting to see the tangible result of all the hard work you've been putting in, the way you've been investing your energy in 10 on the clock. Okay, 10th house action. That destiny, you know, what you've been building for yourself, something you can stand on, not something that's just like, fly by night. That's something that really leaves behind a legacy. The beginning is coming, and you're really going to see it pop off in the spring. All right. What's coming in for Capricorn Collective on the home front? What's going on for Capricorn Collective on the home front? Tell us about Capricorn's home. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 10th house. What's coming in for them on the home front? What's coming in for Capricorn? Okay. Oh, all right. Interesting. What's coming in for Capricorn Collective in the area of romance, fun, the good stuff, the earthly pleasures? What's coming in for Capricorn in the area of romance? All right. Ooh, all right. Kind of a dualistic message there. I'll be interested to see what the other cards are underneath that top card, because that's a pretty heavy hitter. I just want to make a mental note of it right now. But home and what's going on with romance, there's like these two things are very strongly connected right now, right? What's going on in the area of work and routine for Capricorn Collective? What's going on in the area of work and routine for the Capricorn Collective? What's going on in it? All right. Again, flew right over finances. Y'all got so much going on in terms of your earnings, like tangible earnings, the material reward of your work. It's so front and center for you. What's coming in the area of love relationships, commitments, serious unions? Okay, big decisions coming in there. All right. What's coming in the area of sex, death, transformation, the subconscious, that Scorpio South Node action we're all moving through? Okay. I'm completely fly out. So what's coming up in the area of sex, death, all right. All right. What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion, spirituality for Capricorn Collective? What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion, spirituality for Capricorn Collective? What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion? Whoop. Okay. All right. Interesting. And what's coming up in that 10th house action, your house, okay? What's coming up in the area of career, brand, public image, PR? What's coming up in the area of, all right, ooh, and it laid right over the first house and the second house. And I love it because of the card that came in. I'm telling you, this is the time when you're really going to make your mark. And it has everything to do with how you're being guided. And at times it's not going to feel like it's a totally rational process. You might even be taking some risks in the area of your branding and just the way you're, pursuing your career goals that some people might not understand at this time. Maybe at times even you don't understand it, but there's something bigger that's compelling you forward, and it has everything to do with you aligning with your destiny. Yes, it is that deep. Okay. What's coming up in the area of friends and community for Capricorn Collective? What's coming up in the area of friends and community for Capricorn Collective? What's coming up in the area of friends and community for Capricorn Collective? What's coming up in the area? All right, those flipped right up. What's coming up in the area of the blind spot, karma? Oh, things started to get a little sticky there. Let's see, hidden enemies. What's coming up in the area? All right, we got something there. Okay, so we will get a 13th card at the end, which is representing the 13th house. We're throwing it in for Ophiuchus. They hold down the overarching theme, all right? We're just going to see what's going on here, what's on deck. I'm excited to have a look at this. Seems like there's some kind of heavy hitter energy in play for you all. All right. So where you're at. Oh man, this is it, man. Look at you. You coming out really strong in your own energy with that devil there, all right? And look at you with the Fool. You're ready to head out on your brand new journey. You're opening up a totally new cycle in your life. This is a brand new chapter. Everything is different. Nothing's going to be the same, but it's about you taking risks. It's about you really following something, higher that's calling you. Notice how he has his face turned toward the sky. There's a sense of hopefulness, and he's got the sun on his back, to like light the way before him. He knows that where he's going to find a lot of fulfillment. I think that you're starting this cycle that's really going to kind of breathe some fresh life into you. I also feel like there's this sense where you're sort of like travel light, you want to be able to not be weighed down. And I think this not only has to do with not being weighed down by heavy emotions or just old baggage, things that maybe you have hung on to for too long. I feel like you're really letting all that go. You're moving forward free and clear, and you're moving forward by by heart. It's like you're going where your heart's leading you, and this is changing everything for you. Now, normally I get this message, that's pretty traditional for tarot to, watch your step because there is a cliff here, but I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that with you in this case. I feel like you got somebody loyal that's by your side who's supporting you. And it may even be an animal, maybe you have an ally in an animal friend that, you feel like, you got your co-pilot there, okay? Dog spelled backwards is God. All right. So I'm not picking up this piece about you need to watch where you're going because I think you're very well aware of where you've been. And I say that because of this energy coming in with the devil. I mean, we got that big goat energy. And I feel like that's what you're really stepping into right now. It's that big goat ability to manifest the impossible, to make the impossible possible because I'm possible. I can get this done, man. And it's also just that tenaciousness, and the relentless pursuit of what you know is going to fulfill you, that's going to be driving you forward. I also feel like you're stepping into your power. This is your energy. And this is about you stepping into your power. And I feel like this energy is really coming forward with more of a pan signature where it's about making your mark, wanting the earthly reward, wanting the recognition and the earthly reward for the hard work you've done. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you're breaking away from this like oppression or having to be under the thumb of the man. You're wanting to carve your own way. You're wanting to make your own mark. And this is a very powerful point of transformation for you. It's going to lead to a lot of new beginnings. I do think there's also an opportunity coming in where you might get like somebody interested in your work that wants to invest in your work or possibly some kind of career opportunity. And I think it's very important at this time that you consider if that could be a binding agreement. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get into a position where you feel like you're now subservient. Your dream is now subservient to some authority that you've, hitched your cart to. So I'm really getting big vibes of like go your own way, pursue your own dream. You can make this happen. You got what it takes. I think you have some tricky moves to pull off. You may even need to pull off an actual physical move that might be a little tricky. That might have to be uh, that might have something to do with like assets, just feeling like you don't have the assets to make the move. 1919 on the clock. I think that you'll be supported in what you need to move forward in that regard. But I just really see this as you're breaking free of limitations. You're breaking free of what's held you back. Some of you are breaking out of a really oppressive kind of partnership or romantic relationship that you feel like you lost a lot of yourself in this situation. Maybe there were even some kind of codependent dynamics involved. Either way, you felt sort of tethered to this situation. Might have even been because of financial limitation. This could be something that's coming in. But I'm really feeling this vibe of you stepping out independently and moving into a new possibility for yourself that involves you taking some risks. But goats are really good at scaling those cliffs. So I don't think you need to worry. I think you're going to really find a lot of fulfillment in the new direction you're heading in. Okay, in the area of finances, look, I told you, bam, King of Pentacles. That's you in your energy. You are coming out so solid here. This is legacy energy. You're not just laying down a foundation for tomorrow, but for future generations to come. There's something really important that you're building right now. There's something that you want to leave behind. And I feel like for you, it's more about really wanting to leave a mark. You want your life to make a difference. It's not just about the money, right? It's also about the legacy, what you leave behind. This is you being in a very successful place. This is wise investments. Again, I'm picking up big independent energy. I'm not really picking up like business partnership energy at all. I feel like you're really trusting where you're being guided at this time. You're investing in yourself. You know the seed that you want to plant. You know what you want it to grow into. For those seeds that you have planted, be on the lookout. Like they're going to start to break ground. And like I said, come spring, you're going to get that Ace of Pentacles. You're going to get that new financial beginning and the tangible reward for the hard work you've done. Feeling it very, very strongly with you. Your energy is so front and center. You know, again, big like pan vibes there. It's really giving me the feel of like getting to experience the earthly pleasures, you know, of the work you've done. Up to this point, it's all just been about putting the time in, right? And seeing projects through and, you know, taking all those steps to build your dream. But I feel like now you're going to get what's on the other side of that, you know, that's been kind of missing to a certain extent. You may have been wondering what the holdup was. This is when you actually start to get to take those trips, you know, or get yourself a home, invest in some property, you know, make those moves that you've been wanting to make but weren't possible before because you didn't have the material resources. This is going to be very good for you. And I am picking up an investor energy. There may be somebody that wants to invest in your work, give you a leg up, give you an opportunity. I just really want to reiterate with that. If you're considering any offers, do look at the fine print and make sure that you're not going to be put in a compromising position, and take some time making the decision. Don't be pressured to jump into anything too quick because that could lead to regret. Now, in the area of communication, something really important coming in here. Okay. This is interesting. All right. So we have the Judgment, all right, as a crossing influence. So means that some important judgment is coming down. And because of the cards that follow, I'm just going to bring it in right now. This could be in relation to a love relationship or somebody from your past resurfacing. All right. I think this was somebody that at one point you moved away from, or you were considering ending this connection. This person may have moved away. They may have moved a far distance from you. You haven't been in contact with this person. I think you're finally going to get some word from them. I think things didn't necessarily end on the best note. There was like kind of a lot of heaviness in this connection. There was a lot of hurt. We see that when this move was made, there was a lot of pain that was carried forward. You know, this could also be a matter of, it's interesting because we talked about you traveling light. This could be you also wanting to unload your burdens, you know, sort of like clear the air, not wanting to move forward without those things that were left unsaid, not being said. So I feel like if you've had a situation like that where you had a falling out with someone, or there was some kind of separation, you felt like you never got to clear the air, you never got to communicate the things you needed to, I think you're going to be given your opportunity to do so. I feel like this person, this situation is coming back around the bend. And yes, we see there's a moving forward after this, okay, with the Chariot energy here. So, yeah, I feel like there's some communication that comes in around a situation. It could also be around some kind of opportunity, maybe something that you thought, okay, I don't want to go for this because this is going to put me in a bad position, or, you know, there was some stress aspect to it that you thought it could add more burden to your life. There's some communication that comes in. Something's resolved through this communication that gets things moving forward again. But I do feel like it's something revolving around the past. It could be a past love, okay? It could be a relationship coming back around the bend, or some kind of reconciliation with a family member or close friend that you've had a falling out with. Maybe there's been some misunderstanding, and it had a lot to do with the lack of communication, people kind of just making their own judgments and then staying stuck in their head about things instead of really getting it up and out and getting some clarity in this situation. I think that clarity is coming in. And for some of you, it's a missed opportunity. It was something that you felt like, no, I'm going to pass on this because this is just going to be more stress than it's worth. Maybe there were details about the arrangement that you felt weren't going to best support you, or would be somehow more of a burden than they would be a blessing. And so you had moved away from this at one point. It possibly could have involved a relocation or a move, and maybe at the time you weren't ready to relocate or move, and now you're changing your mind about that because that was something that came in your initial download. Either way, look for communication about this. Something from the past being revisited, a person, place, or thing, opportunity, and you get the green light to move forward with this. I do see you having a different judgment about this and ready to move forward, but it doesn't come in until you have this communication, this exchange. So be on the lookout for that. I don't think it's going to be too long until you receive this communication. I would put it like start of Aries season at the latest, like right around April. I feel like by that time this communication will come in. Okay, doesn't feel like it's too far off because we got that Judgment and Chariot energy on the board there. And those are major arcana, so they really speak of stuff going down right now. I think you've been really feeling this coming in, even if it hasn't gone down yet. It's on its way pretty soon here, though. Okay. In terms of the home, we got the 9 of Wands and we got the 3 of Swords. Okay. So I feel like there's something that you're very like on the defense about. This is kind of an interesting message, and I don't know, and this might only apply for one person out there, but I need to bring it in. I feel like one of you out there dealt with a situation where you had somebody that you were very close with. Maybe you gave them a place to stay, you let them stay at your home. This person stole from you. And this was something that, really took you by surprise. It hurt you, it had a lot of emotional impact on you. You got this person out of your space, but I feel like you're really on the defense because you feel like this person could crop back up at any minute. You might want to bump up your security. And I'm picking up this across the board in general for all of you Capricorns. Be aware of, making sure, that you're mindful of your home security. And I feel like this could have something to do with the emotions, all right? You might really want to preserve your space, the sanctity of your space. If there's some heavy stuff you're going through, if you're in any kind of grieving process, you might really want to make sure that you have like your home as a sanctuary where you can just sink in and do the releasing you need to do without feeling like you have any intrusion. Yeah. I have blockage in the throat chakra around that. So I feel like you might have a lot of people wanting to kind of encroach on your space at this time, and you're really wanting to have privacy at home. So I feel like this is not just about creating security in terms of your material reality. Oh my goodness. There's something here that's very hard to communicate about. Like, I don't feel like you're in the space where you're really wanting to communicate right now. And you may have a lot of people that are kind of like trying to encroach on your personal time and sort of make themselves at home in your home. Maybe you've had a lot of people kind of checking in on you, or dropping in with you. They want to swing by and see you. They think they're being a support, but you're kind of like, look, I just really need my space right now. I'm dealing with something. I need to deal with it in my own way. I'll be able to, get back to getting in contact with everybody again, but this is not the time for it. I think it's important that you really just communicate that, the communication needs to come forward. Let people know that while you appreciate the support, what would really support you is letting you have the space you need to process this emotional loss. There's been some kind of grief here, okay? Some kind of grief. And I also feel that beyond just the emotional reality there, I feel there's also the piece of this need to be mindful of protecting your property. Some of you might be going through a breakup. You might be ending a relationship. There might be some like dividing of assets. Maybe somebody's been in the process of moving out and they've been kind of taking things that they're not supposed to be taking from the property. I do got this message here of like some kind of theft, like something isn't right. You're on guard. You might even feel like there's somebody who's been coming around your house that's a little too friendly with your partner, for those of you in committed relationships and your hackles are kind of up about this. There is this need for protection on the home front. It can avert, all right? It can avert grief down the road if you take these steps to make sure you're securing your home as a peaceful space, as a sanctuary. Really coming forward emotionally, though. I feel like there's a strong emotional component in the mix there for sure. All right. Now, in the area of romance and pleasure, yeah, look at this. We got the death card. All right. This is why I was saying that the home might be tying into what's happening romantically quite a bit. We got the Five of Swords, which is about betrayal. It can be theft. Okay. And we got the King of Wands. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is also a very independent energy. Okay. So I feel like a lot of you are just getting out of romantic relationships, or you've been dealing with something that's been really heavy where you felt a deep sense of betrayal. So maybe romance hasn't really been at the forefront of your consciousness. Ooh. Okay, this is coming through for somebody very strongly. But I feel like also somebody may have lost a loved one to some kind of foul play, somebody that passed. In that case, you might want to look to a King of Wands for some insight into that situation. All right. This just coming through very, very random. This might have been somebody that this person was romantically involved with. Okay. That they have some kind of knowledge about that situation. That is so random. And I don't know why that came in. And I'm so sorry for anybody who experienced that, losing a loved one in this way, but this might be a direction to explore. And I got like chills. So you really take heed of this. Okay. Look into it. There's some kind of clue there. For others of you, I feel like you are just getting out of a situation where you felt a real sense of betrayal, like somebody did you dirty. 33:55 on the clock, okay? I think that you got somebody coming in who can kind of help get your mind off of your losses in that regard, okay? Maybe a King of Wands, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they might help light your fire. It might be somebody just to have some fun with that'll help kind of snap you out of the doldrums. I also feel like you're in a very independent energy right now. Um, some of you are just not in the space to even be thinking about this right now. You don't want to be thinking about relationships. You don't want to be thinking about romance. Things have been pretty heavy. And I feel like you're just kind of wanting to be on your own, doing your own thing. Maybe that's how you're enjoying yourself. You're just going out and kind of taking yourself out places. Maybe you're spending some time in nature, just sort of grounding your energy out. I feel like if you're going out into nature, you're kind of going out there to sort of like vision and dream about what you want to do next. I feel like you've been through some major change in your life that really rattled your foundation, and you're trying to think of how you want to move forward independently. So I do see you kind of doing a lot of things on your own, but do look for a fire sign energy to come in that might kind of like light your fire, get you, feeling enthusiastic about life again. And this doesn't have to be somebody romantic, that just somebody that can be fun, Fire signs are great when you've been going through something really heavy. They're great for just getting rid of all that inertia and just come on, like let's go out and blow off some steam. You might have a good buddy, that if you're going through a breakup, they really know how to fire you up when you're feeling down. They're like, come on, let's go out and let's grab a drink, let's just have some fun, shoot some pool and shoot the shit, and I think that that'll be really good for you. Do make some time to step away from your work. I mean, we see so much going on with your work. Maybe you've been burying some of your feelings and some of the heavier stuff in your work. So, go out, have some fun, blow off some steam, go and hang out with that friend that, they're the firecracker, they know how to really like stir you up and get you more into that, like, yeah, I don't need to take that shit kind of mode. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs a good broad or a good bro at some time that can really like, just help boost their self-esteem, get their confidence up again. And I think maybe because you've had this loss or somebody really disappointed you, let you down, or you're going through something heavy, that's been a big grief for you, you might not be feeling in your mojo. This is like, get out there, let's let some fresh air come in, your confidence will come back to you. You gotta stoke the fire or else it'll burn out, right? So do remember to take some time to play. If you've been working really hard, all work and no play makes Capricorn a dull boy or girl. All right. So we don't need that jazz. Okay. In the area of work and routine. Yeah, this is very interesting because I see, first of all, here we got the Page of Pentacles. All right. So I feel like you're studying something new. I feel like there's something new you're learning. It's a skill, it's something that's going to be an asset to your work, but it does require a learning curve. So there's something you're getting some kind of education for. This could even be self-taught. All right, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be going to college or anything like that. You might be like bookmarking YouTube tutorials to learn how to do certain things and actually scheduling out time to focus on that so you can get some new skills to carry you forward. I mean, look what we got here. Ace of Pentacles, like I'm telling you, it came up in your pre-shuffle. Here it is again. Your financial reward is coming in. Like you're getting that Ace of Pentacles. I see you're getting the money too to really expand your work and take things up a next level. I think this is very important to you. You really want to like continue to see growth in what you're building. This is just the beginning. You have no idea how this thing is going to take off for you, but I feel like you're just at the starting point with it. And there's so much possibility here. But it really does involve you kind of looking at your routine and scheduling out some time to focus on that education or that leveling up of skills that you need to do to really take your vision to the next step, on your timeline. I feel like you kind of have a general idea mapped out about the way you want things to proceed, how you want to move forward, but I feel like you haven't really like you haven't really dialed it in yet in terms of your schedule. That's very important. And again, I feel like it's interesting. You do have somebody bringing forward some kind of invitation, and I feel like this is a romantic invitation, and it could very well be from this King of Wands energy, okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you may have fire strongly aspected in your chart, or somebody may have lit your fire after a time when it was just kind of like sputtering there. It didn't have a whole lot of fuel. You might be wanting to approach somebody, okay, but I feel like this energy is really coming front and center. It's like, hey, can you take a break from work? All right. Look, you got your new beginning now. We've shown you this is going to pay off. You're getting some material reward here. Can you create some time to come out with me, have some fun? I think somebody's going to invite you out, or you're going to, ask somebody out yourself. You might realize you need a little bit more of this balance in your life. It's important that you have pleasure too, that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Otherwise, what's the point? You have to allow yourself to have the space to blow off some steam. So I think this is also something that you need to like pencil in, pencil in you time Time for you to just go out, have fun, do what you want to do. So, so key. All right. In the area of committed relationships. Oh, wow. This is really good because, we talked about in the communication about something you thought you were moving away from, important communication coming back around and it changes things. And then in the area of unions, committed relationships, marriages, we have Ace of Wands. All right. Seven of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So this is really beautiful energy. I guess you can have it all, Capricorn. I think you went through a really difficult period with somebody, and it's about to turn around. Okay. Ace of Wands. This is a brand new beginning that promises future growth. All right. You might want to ease into reestablishing your connection, putting the fire back in your connection. I'm getting a lot of this. Like, you need your fire right now. You need to bring your fire forward. It can't all just be practicalities, Capricorn. Tap into a little bit of that goatish energy and live deliciously. All right. This is about stoking the fire. This is maybe spicing things up in the bedroom. Maybe that's something that was missing in the relationship. Maybe you weren't feeling the passionate connection. I think that's changing. Okay. I also feel like where you've had some challenges in the relationship, maybe you got a separation, you took the time out, things were on pause, maybe things were uncertain for a while. I'm also getting like this image almost of like people staying in separate rooms, like just kind of like, even if you've been living with each other, there's been a little bit of an emotional distance, and there's been some real grief around this, maybe a grieving process. But I think, maybe you were wondering, should I continue on with this? Some of you in relationships, you may have felt like you might have been at the point where you've been considering like actually just calling it quits completely. You were wondering, is it worth it for me to continue to invest in this? And I think you just went through a really hard time, all right? But I see you getting to the other side of it. This is like that balance being restored, Ten of Cups. This is happiness. It's like getting on the same page again. Some of you, because I'm really cluing into this child piece here, some of you were really hoping to start a family. You were wanting to get pregnant, and maybe you've been trying and trying and trying, and things just weren't coming together. This could have also been, I'm getting a grief piece, like something happened that was really stressful and caused you a lot of heartache that you've been sorting through. And so maybe this caused some disruption in your family plans. I see you getting back on board with that in a big way. And I think that you'll find out that you've conceived, and that's something you're really going to be celebrating. I also feel like where there's been any falling outs in the family, like everything's getting back on the same page. Things are coming together, and you do see that yes, this is still worth investing in. We're not ready to call it quits on this. There's some kind of important communication that really turns this around for you. Okay. And then in the area of sex and death and transformation, yeah, look at this. Isn't that ironic? We have the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And it was in reverse. And so I feel like this is what's in need of transformation. The 10 of Pentacles is all about family, happy home, stability, solidity, a strong foundation, something to build on. It's legacy energy. It's also the finances really being in order. And this is what is in the process of transforming in your life right now. It could also be that you've had so much financial stress. Maybe you suffered some kind of huge financial loss. And so this caused you to just be so sucked into your work that it caused other areas of your life to suffer. Maybe it caused your friendships to suffer, your relationships to suffer. And maybe you just have not been in the right headspace either. Maybe it really affected your self-esteem. It took a blow to your confidence. 44:33 on the clock. Big Emperor, Empress energy coming into alignment. Everything's coming back into balance again. I really feel like this is the case, where there's been any kind of family fallouts or any kind of fallouts within your friendship circle, or anything in alignment with this, where there's been troubles at home. You're really going to see this turn around, and it has everything to do with that forward motion in the material gains of the hard work you've been doing to establish a new foundation after a significant loss. That's what I feel. This looks really good. Okay, this energy is turning around. So do look for things to head due north in that regard. It's we've headed south long enough. Okay, you're headed north. Maybe you're moving north. Maybe you're moving further north. That's an interesting message coming in there, but that could be possible. Something's really changing on the home front and in a family dynamic. And it's after there was a really severe loss. And I believe that one person really got socked into their work so intensely that they couldn't see anything else. They couldn't see anything else. Ooh, this is an interesting message. And this may be coming in just for like, again, this may be one of those random messages that's just for one person. If there was any kind of death in the family where there was some kind of inheritance left behind, and that's been on hold or delayed, I think you're going to get word that, things are being ironed out with that. This changes a lot of things for you. I also feel like you might want to be aware that maybe somebody isn't being totally upfront about um, what was left behind. All right. There's something that needs to be looked into here. And I'm just saying that because the Five of Swords, that energy that came in about kind of stealing from you, this kind of piece coming in. I don't know if maybe like a family member has been withholding some information or somebody involved with the dividing of these assets has been withholding some information, but there's something you need to look into further here because something that's due you is being kept from you, right? This may only be for a couple people, but that wanted to come in, important message there. Now, in terms of, let's see, this would be the ninth house of travel. We have the Queen of Pentacles, your energy, it's in reverse. It's also Taurus and Virgo as well, earth sign energy. This could be related to the mother as well. Maybe there's something in relation to your mother, something that causes the need for travel or people coming in from a distance. I don't know if maybe your mother has fallen ill or if there was a passing of your mother. And so there was some travel in relation to this or people coming in from out of town for services or something like that. This piece coming in. I also see this as I'm picking up a big like health piece here. Like maybe somebody has been sick or they have to go through some kind of operation or they might need some kind of hospice or support and you might need to travel and help this person out. I feel like it's somebody you have a really close personal connection with though, just because it's coming up with your energy. So I feel like it's somebody you're really connected with. This could also be you as well. Maybe you're not feeling up to a trip you were going to take. Maybe something's coming up. Maybe you had something scheduled, some kind of surgery. I don't know why I just got like surgery on the shoulder. Possibly. I'm getting real like rotator cuff or something along those lines for somebody here. You had some kind of surgery scheduled, and this causes you, it's like that's the only time they can get you in, and you need to get this surgery, so you have to call off a trip you wanted to take. For others of you, you're putting off traveling right now because you don't feel like you have the finances for it, but I think that could soon change with what you got going on here. That feels like more of a side note to me, though, to be honest with you. I feel like more so this is about somebody is they're having some kind of health challenge or there's been some kind of passing and there's a need to travel and offer this person some kind of support is coming in more strongly. All right. So that's what I got for that house. And then in the area of your career, your house, this big legacy energy. I mean, we talked about moving into that north node of Aries when it changes over. and that's going to come in July, and that'll be the point when everything really like boom pops off. Look what you got. You got the high priestess, the counterpoint to that big magician energy. All right. So this is really a big success coming in for you. I also feel like you're being very guided in what you're creating right now in terms of your work career direction. Some of you are heading in metaphysical careers. You have some idea that involves spirituality, maybe some kind of workshops or some kind of project you're working on that promises some kind of financial reward if it can take off. You could be a reader, a tarot reader, or have some kind of metaphysical store, something along these lines. Or it could just be something you feel very spiritually guided to create. All right. Feel like it's going to be super successful for you. I also get with the high priestess that you're making your moves in silence. Like you've got some big things that you're about to unveil that'll really take everybody by surprise. And I think there's a lot of buzz around this with you right now too. It's good for you. Keep moving in silent, okay? It's building a buzz around you for things to be more kind of like working beneath the surface. Like you got people intrigued, all right? So I see really huge success coming in for you. It looks like a really powerful launch. I feel like you're launching something, you're launching something and people want to know what you're up to, but keep it close to your chest, right? Because with that other energy came in, we know that there's a possibility, for people to try to take advantage of you or try to ride on your coattails. So you do want to be aware of that, right? Now, in terms of friends and community, I feel like there is somebody that you are choosing to walk away from. This could be a fire sign energy. It's interesting. Got fire sign energy factoring strongly in your chart. I feel like this fire sign energy is coming in as a helpful energy, though. I got to tell you, all right, we got the Knight of Wands. This may be somebody coming in to help you move out of a very difficult situation where you felt really trapped and stuck. Maybe you didn't know how to get yourself out of this mess. You've been confused. You've been in your head about it. Again, I'm picking up that piece of like just not feeling a lot of confidence. You may have felt really like you were bound in this situation and you didn't know how you were going to get yourself out of this predicament, For some of you, you may have been worried about legal trouble and you didn't know how the heck you were going to get out of this mess. You were worried. Am I going to have to do some time? I don't think so. All right. We got some help coming in here, right? You got somebody who's going to help you out of a bind. That's what I'm getting. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they're rushing in. And they're going to help you move away from this situation so you don't have to, be held back like this anymore. I feel like you got a fire sign energy. They are like true blue. Like this person is good for you, okay? When you're feeling really down and out, they know how to fan your flames. They know how to get you they know how to talk you up, And I think maybe you've been kind of like keeping yourself, maybe you've sort of like put yourself on a time out. You've been in this space just too like focused on your own pain and troubles and everything you've been sorting through that it's put you a little bit in your head and it's kept you kind of in this space of not having the confidence you need to sort of like move forward. You've been going through something difficult here, and I feel it's really affected you on an intense level. But there's somebody coming in here who's going to help you move away from this feeling of being stuck, trapped, not knowing what to do. This person's going to help you find your confidence again. And I feel like they're also going to give you tangible support, may even be material support. They may even be helping you move and get out of a really messy situation. And I think this is going to be a big help for you, right? And then in the area of karma, the 12th house, hidden enemies, all of that, you don't need to worry about none of it, okay? You got the strength card here. So I really feel like you're in this place where you are overcoming the limitations, the challenges of the past. You've balanced the karma out. You might have a Leo that you need to balance out some karma with. I see you doing that. I see you having the strength to overcome this situation, not with aggressiveness, but by just keeping your cool, very much staying within your power as you deal with ironing out what's happened in this situation here. I feel like there's some truth coming out. I feel like you're almost like telling, for those of you, I'm picking Leo energy up big here. Like, come on, up and out with it. We know what you did. It's time to take accountability here, all right? But I feel like there's some karma that's balancing for you. You know, you're working things out and you're heading on to the next leg of your journey. Anything that you've been dealing with that you feel like has had power over you and you didn't know how you were going to get out from under it. Yeah, look, we got change. Look, that mummy energy, like the 8 of Swords, okay? You're releasing yourself from any sense of restriction, all right? You have the strength to overcome your challenges, and you certainly will. And when you get to the other side of this, you're going to be so grateful for everything you went through. Because if you think about it, it really called you to call on a deeper part of yourself that just had the determination to succeed at all costs. It's almost like you had something you needed to prove to yourself after this experience you went through. So be grateful for those who, you know, underestimated you. You're about to have them eating their words, all right? Overarching theme for Capricorn collective. 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 Okay. Night Song. Hidden Talents, and it came out in reverse. So I think that you have somebody, cardinals are all about people who have passed over, and there have been some themes of death in your read. I feel like there's somebody that passed recently that is trying to get through to you, but you've been so immersed in the grief of the loss that it's like you haven't been able to hear what they've been wanting to communicate to you. I feel like you need to get out into the woods, out into nature, out around some trees, and pay attention to the birds around you. I feel like there's some peace about this, you know, just to go and be in a nice, calm, grounding space like the woods, or even just sitting with a special tree. It's going to help, you know, just sort of allow you to release the heaviness of the energy you've been feeling to the earth. Let the earth support you. And I feel like in this space, without the distraction of your work, you're going to be able to hear this guidance come in from your loved one. And it's going to give you a lot of peace and a lot of comfort. And you're going to recognize that that love, that energy, that bond, it's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. Only the physical form has changed. And you still have access to this energy, and you can connect with this energy anytime you just allow yourself the space to open up and experience it. And it's hard, right? It's so hard. It's hard for us when people we love have to leave this plane. And at the same time, I feel like there was a big release of suffering. And I think that this person who passed, and it could be a mother figure, wants you to know, please, I want you to be happy because I'm free now. I'm not in pain anymore. I'm not in pain anymore. And there's this message here too about there are talents that you have that you are not recognized. You have something very special to offer. You have very special gifts to bring forward, but you haven't recognized them up until now. Again, there's this piece about needing to stoke your confidence. Okay. So I want you to think about that thing, that creative thing that you love to do, but maybe you kind of put it on the back burner because your confidence was shaken in some way. Dust it off. There's a key there for your future.